forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You only do without clothes. And they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer.
So let's give thanks and let's give praises to the great I am, the supreme creator, the one who's responsible for us being here. In your very own way, yeah, I'm going to give you a moment of silence. And in your own way, you have not had that opportunity. You always hear people praying with us, praying for us here. But in your own way this morning, take a moment, stop, reflect, and give thanks to the Supreme One, the Ancient of Days, because he's responsible for you being here this morning, you being able to hear my voice. So take that moment, beginning now. Good. So you've done that. So what's up? I am struggling to tell you what's up, you know. I don't even know what to tell you. I'm struggling to tell you what's up. Oh, so let me give you an update. Let me see how many people are around. And should I give the update at this particular point in time? Now, I don't think enough people are listening at this time or viewing at this time. So when I believe that we have quite a few persons logged on. Theresa, good morning. How's Toronto, girl? Alban Harrison, Claude, Abraham already there. Baby daddy. Yeah, hulk up the likes, friends. Jackie Raymond. Good morning, Jackie. How things going, girl? Were you able to get the water from the cistern? I hope and pray that you were able. I hope and pray that somebody came over to help you. And yeah, I'm going to try to reach out to Miss Matheson in a short while and find out how the things go for her. Anne-Marie Celestine Granton, Deborah LeBeau, good morning. Shirley Scared, what's up? Desmond DeBellot inside of Brooklyn. And Chrissy Batiste, what's up, Chrissy? How things go? Yeah, I know. It's tough. It's tough for each and every one of us.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one. Yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man jack is and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. Agriculture and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You only do without clothes and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. We used to ship plenty nectars all the way down to Trinidad during the revolution. We used to use up all the fruit that we had when the cocoa, nutmeg and banana was at the highest level. Now the youth them don't want to take over from the elders and continue. Oh, that's why everybody want to sit down in computer.
Well, I did say to you I was trying to reach out to Matheson, and yes, I was able to reach out to her just now. Yeah, she's gonna see if she can get some charge onto the phone, And my reason for reaching out to her this morning is to find out whether or not she got some assistance. And yes, as indicated, the last time we were here together, that would have been on Tuesday, I think. Yeah. And she did indicate that she had a cousin who came over with some guys and they assisted, and the tarpaulin is up. The tarpaulin is up, and conditions are much better. It still leaks. Maybe another tarpaulin or two can help. So if you have a tarpaulin that you want to donate to the Mattisons, feel free to get in contact with me, and I'll be able to do so and get it off the Carriacou for them. But the situation is a lot better, but still leaks. So again, we thank the cousin of Miss Mattison and the folks from Carriacou who went over and assisted in terms of making it a lot safer and a lot more comfortable for Mattison and her husband Jeff. And the sheep and them too. Andre, be here 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is us. Yvonne Roberts, good morning to you. Adrian Watts, how you doing, Adrian? How's the big little girl? Or the little big girl? Joycelyn Francois, good morning to Jerome Lewis and Ivan Holas, how you doing? Pearl Charles, what's up with you? Yeah, I'm expecting BJ this morning.
Oh yes.
I also expected to speak a bit with Dr. Entwine. That should be via the phone or otherwise.
Number one. Yes, the number one. Agriculture. Oh yes. Number one. Yes, the number one.
Sponsor of many cultural activities within the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
My name is Anderson Matheson, also known as Leftist, and I'm a calypsonian and string band music player from Carriacou. I support the games of the National Lottery Authority because culture benefits tremendously. Annually, the NLA supports the Carriacou and Petit Matinee Carnival, the Carriacou String Band Music Festival, and all regattas, among other activities. When I play the game of the NLA, I can see where my money goes, and it's an investment into our culture.
Yes, Grenada, when you play the games of the NLA, you enable us to invest in the skills and talents of our people in the areas of sports, culture, and nation building.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather-resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company, a family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
50 years as an independent nation. Now that's a reason to celebrate. Bank on a bright future with Quad Bank as we celebrate more than 50 years of partnership with Grenadians. Aspire, build, and advance with 100% financing to buy land, purchase or build your home, or make those much-needed home upgrades. No loan fees, no legal fees, low interest rates. And that's not all. 100% financing on brand new vehicles with 50% off loan fees. Celebrate you this year with special financing from Co-op Bank. Apply today.
Welcome home.
Become a leak finder. Check for leaks in and around your home. Common places for leaks in the home are kitchen pipes, below kitchen sinks, shower heads, bathroom faucets, toilet tanks, and laundry rooms. One drip every second adds up to 5 gallons per day.
A message from the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada, GCRUISE project.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation. And those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man jacked this and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer. And they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. Agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. We used to ship plenty nectars all the way down to Trinidad. During the revolution, we used to use up all the fruits that we had. When the cocoa, nutmeg and banana was at the highest level, now the youth them don't want to take over from the elders and continue. Oh, that's why everybody want to sit down in computer. And they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. Agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Lord, Lord, Lord. All over the world you go, agriculture is number one. We soil is so rich and pure, but the youths cannot understand. Well,
No, I haven't forgotten yet.
they can ignore the
I'm
sun.
just trying to make a couple of connects.
And I know the reason why. Yes, man.
Jacinta Livingstone,
Sit down.
Christine Utley.
Computer.
Good morning to you guys.
And they forget
Pearl Charles,
oh yes,
Ann Andrews and Ivor Holas.
agriculture.
What's up, Jerome Lewis? Inside the Toronto boy.
Agriculture. Everybody want to sit down.
Yvonne Robertson, Adrian Watts.
You could live without clothes.
Let's also say good morning to Gemma Warwood,
Everybody want
Christine Alexander and McSween Belfort.
to just know, my brothers.
To all you lovely people.
You go with them computers.
Well, as of now, 76 of you logged on? Wonderful.
All right. Agriculture, number one, yes, the number one.
Be speaking to Dr. Twine for a bit this morning. Yeah, we'll probably find out what damage did he sustain.
Yeah. It's the number one. Number one. Yes, the number one. Oh yes. The number one. It's the number one.
Oh, just to let you know, folks, that meeting for the spice farmers inside of Grenville this afternoon has been postponed, but you'll know more about that when you speak to when I speak to Dr. Twine in a couple of ticks. That conversation should take place round about 7:30. Yeah, thereabouts. Good morning to all my relatives, all my friends, my son, my daughter, and to you guys. And here's hoping that you have a wonderful day. Natalia John.
And they forget agriculture. Oh yes.
Ava Tomlinson.
In computer, you put me through with a code. And they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Lord. We used to ship continentals all the way down to Trinidad during the revolution. We used to use up all the fruits that we had. When the cocoa, nutmeg and banana was at the highest level, now the youth them don't want to take over from the elders and continue. Oh, that's why everybody want to sit down in computer. And they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. Agriculture. And they forget agriculture.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. It's time, friends, for us to make contact with our brothers down and sisters too down at the Morris Bishop International Airport Meteorological Office to find out what's the latest, what's happening in relation to the weather. Good morning, Jason Robertson.
Good morning to you, Andre, and good morning to our listeners of Real FM. Let's take a look at the weather for today, Thursday, the 18th day of July, 2024. At Point Chelling, it is fair, the wind is calm, the barometric pressure is 1015.7 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature 27.3 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 89%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.1 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 25.3 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, we had 3.7 millimeters of rain. The total for the month of March, 99 millimeters. Now for the public focus of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and breezy with few brief showers and some fresh spells. Today's maximum temperature should reach 30.5 degrees Celsius. The wind should be east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. The sea should be moderate with wave 4 to 6 feet in open waters. The tide was low at 7 a.m. and will be high at 1 p.m. Sunset today 6:36, sunrise tomorrow 5:50. To repeat the forecast, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and breezy with few brief showers and some fresh spells. From the Morris Bishop International Airport, Jason Robertson reporting.
Thank you, Jason, and do have yourself a wonderful day, yourself and all the other workers at the Morris Bishop International Airport. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Yeah. Morning and welcome to the program. Yeah, it's agriculture. It's Thursday, ain't it? So, what do you want to do today? What are you going to talk about today? Yeah, I think we'll be speaking to Dr. Twine shortly. Not too sure exactly what time he'll be. Anyway, I have been, having a look as I drive through different areas. My good friend Tito, I visited Tito last evening. Tito lives in Chocolate City, and I visited him last evening. I hadn't visited him. Well, I've never visited his area before, but I did last night, and it was a good one. Good, nice seeing you, Tito. And I realized that you have something going on a Wednesday night. That's good. Keep it nice. Keep it simple, and encourage more people. We need to encourage more people to go out to Tito's place. Yeah, so that you can enjoy yourself, especially on a Wednesday night. He's saying he has karaoke on a Wednesday night. Great atmosphere, and it looks pretty safe. Well, Chocolate City is a safe place. That's where Kate lives, isn't it? Kate Lewis Peters. Yeah, is that Kate Lewis Peters? I think, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Skeeter. Good morning, Mrs. Peters. How are you doing? No, that's not where she lives, but that's where she's from. Yeah. Where she lives, I don't know right now, and you don't need to know also. If you need to know, you will know. I don't know, and I ain't telling. My good Dominican friend, how are you? I know many people wanting to call us, and can't do that unless you're calling us on WhatsApp, like how Festus is doing right now. Morning, Festus.
Brother Andrew, good morning. Yes, I'm listening to you. You're talking about Tito, that's my boy. That's exactly where I'm from.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there last night, man. I visited Tito last night.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's right, exactly there I'm from.
Okay, yeah. Tito has a good thing going with the karaoke on Wednesday night, it looks like.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
I went to show.
Anyway, at the same time, I want to shout out good morning to Joy James.
Yeah, Mancini. Joy James Mancini.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh yes, she's a passionate lady. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So I just hope she keeps the focus going positively and continue doing the good works she accustomed to.
Yeah.
Andrew, I'm listening to you. You continue.
Thank you, man. One love. Yeah, good. It's real. It's 91. Yeah, that Festus checking in there from Canada. Now, remember I said to you I was going to give you an update, a report on as it relates to the system. Now, we are at about 97 persons who are viewing right now. So when we get to like 120, I will be sharing that information with you, because I want to make sure that as many people as possible hear what I have to say in relation to Real FM and the broadcast. Because folks on 91.9, you're still not hearing anything. So I have to bring you up to speed with that. This is Real FM. Stay with us. It's a good-looking morning. It's a wonderful morning. And hey, what a better place to be on this side of life. This is your radio station.
Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and new, spacious, convenient, and modern facilities on Seton Brown Street in Grenville and Grand Anse. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the Credit Union of Grenville, your financial security is guaranteed.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissons.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissons.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
Tourism is me. Tourism is you. Tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen, one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather-resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company, a family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
In Grenada, we supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
It is said the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one.
Yeah, it's the number one. I know, I like being number one too. You know.
It's on agriculture. I'm talking to the youths of this nation.
Look at my brethren BJ with me already this morning.
And those wicked politics.
Good morning to the folks at Nawasa. And I must, Nawasa, when you do good, you know I will do something. Say, hey, you've done well. And you do bad, I will have to speak to it also. But with all the challenges that are going on, and Nawasa has at this particular point in time, and all the leaks that they're supposed to be handling, and challenges that were brought on by burial and having to, in some cases, give people water because it is still a bit of a bother. And I'm talking here totally. Now, in St. Patrick, we didn't have much of a water problem. We didn't have much of a water problem. As a matter of fact, the day after burial, I think, we were able to do so and have water in the pipe. Kudos to you, Nawasa. You did a magnificent job there. And also, on a personal note, remember I told you folks that I'm doing a little construction thingy underneath the house. Yeah, I put in my bomb shelter. And there's a Nawasa pipe that was sort of giving me a bit of a bother, and we couldn't build. The guy was doing it. He said, look, Jerry, we'd have to get the pipe removed, so you'd have to speak to Nawasa. And I did. And in 2 days, they were able to handle it. They came and handled it yesterday. Blessings. Thank you very much, Nawasa. Also picked up, Nawasa, that you got some $2.2 million US, that is, from the insurance company that the previous government, the NNP government, invested in. So Nawasa, you received some $2.2 million US. Hey, all kudos. I really do hope and pray that you continue to do well, Nawasa, in terms of making good use of that monies, or those monies. But let me say good morning to my partner, BJ. BJ, good morning. How you doing?
Morning, Andre.
What's up?
I am fine. Warm and easy as always.
Warm and easy as always.
As always.
All right. Goddess Bella, good morning to you. How you doing? Yeah, it's Thursday. Goddess, we kind of... BJ wants you to come to Grenada. You're not coming to Grenada, so he can't. Come on, BJ wants to take you out for a drive, take you to lunch somewhere in some fancy restaurant. Right, BJ? She's all the way in Texas. So if she's coming, you're going to take her out, right?
At her service, Andre.
At her service.
We promised to give her a treat for her birthday, which already passed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still hanging in the air.
It's still hanging in the air. So as soon as she gets to Grenada, we'll deal with that.
No problem.
So how's your week, bro?
The week is going rather fast.
All right, she's saying good morning to you and blessings. Yeah, the week is going rather fast.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
The day seems to slipping by fairly fast.
Mm-hmm. So, I can't say you're harvesting anything, are you?
No, we are rehabilitating.
Rehabilitating now. That's the mode that you're
Yes,
in.
I think most farmers in St. Patrick's
are rehabilitating. I've spoken to a number of farmers who are in the interior, nutmeg farmers. And BJ, I get the feeling that the nutmeg farmers in St. Patrick and in a great or enormous capacity in the parish of St. Andrew have been hit and hit hard by burial. A lot of nutmeg trees have been lost. So we're looking at replanting now, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the mood.
That's the mood. And again, I'm asking here for directions, and directions for the farmers. Your farm has been destroyed. And the first thing, and before you do anything, before you do anything else, the first thing is ensuring that your place is cleaned.
You have to.
You have to ensure that you're clean because it doesn't make sense. And the worst thing to do is to not clean now and have vines grow on the stuff, BJ. That's like double work.
Yes, it is.
And while I applaud the Ministry for Agriculture because I've seen Mr. Bagwan, is it Isaac Bagwan?
One of the bad ones.
Yeah. I've seen him on the news, and he's talking about chainsaws and some weed eaters and some fence trimmers and whatever that would go to the farmers. But I'm not getting the sense that there is a plan of how this thing is going to be done. You know, and that is the most troubling thing for me right now.
Well, Andre, you heard me saying week after week that you need to have a plan, a comprehensive plan for the agriculture sector.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have something like what had happened of that nature occurring, you should be able to assess, you should be able to evaluate, and you should be able to come up with a workable plan to assist farmers and to resuscitate the agriculture sector. In the absence of that, you're going to have chaos. You're going to have problems.
And that to me is we seem to be heading in that particular direction where chaos is looming.
Because sometimes we do take too long to get things moving. Be an issue at this point in time, resources, financial resources. I think what is lacking is the will and the plan.
The will and the plan.
Yes.
All right, BJ, joining us this morning virtually is our good buddy, Dr. Entwine.
Oh.
So
always happy to hear him.
Yeah, let's add him to our conversation and say, okay, Dr. Entwine, top of the morning to you, sir. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Andre. Well, just a little struggle.
Hello?
Are you hearing me? Good morning. Andre, are you hearing me?
I am not hearing you. Let's deal with the volume on your system.
I think I've got full volume here. Let me see what I'm not doing right.
There's a volume issue on your side, Doc. Let's see if you can handle it for us. Or I'm seeing you.
Yeah, I'm seeing you
so
also.
I know that you're speaking. Yeah, but your volume is not coming up on us at all. And that is from your end. It is not something that I can fix on my end here.
Yes, yeah, I think you've got me beaten this morning, Andre.
Do you want to try using your phone instead of using the computer? I don't know if you're hearing me. If you're hearing me, just give me a little finger up, a little thumbs up if you're hearing me.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Oh, hold on. The listeners are saying that they're hearing you. So let's see what can be done here. Okay. Okay, they're hearing you, Doc. And this is kind of a little bit strange here for me. So it seems as if the problem is mine. Hold on. Let me see if I got a proper configuration here. Okay, so your mic is not muted and everything seems to be hunky-dory. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, Doc. You stay right there. Stay right there. What can I do here? Okay, I'm gonna call you on your phone. I know, Doc, you're listening to me. I'm gonna call you on your phone, and I am going to use the phone to hear you. But the list, oh boy, that wouldn't work that way. We'll have to abort this one because and then we just have to use I will call you on your phone. We'll just have to abort this one. But the listeners are hearing you. They have indicated to me that they're hearing you. And I am trying to figure out why I am not hearing you, and I should be hearing you nice and loud and clear based on what I'm seeing in front of me. Can you
Yes,
you
I'm
hearing me
you.
proper, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you proper.
All right, so Doc, we'll have to abort this one, and I'll give you a call on the WhatsApp, okay?
All right, no problem. Excellent. Sorry about the inconvenience.
It is real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Stay with us, friends. This is your friendly station in the morning time.
Culture is the number one. Number one. Yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from here to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man jacked this and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and new, spacious, convenient, and modern facilities.
Welcome, listeners, to another program of Did You Know? A 5-minute feature from the Grenville Cooperative Credit Union. I am your presenter, Oslin Crosby. On this week's program, we discuss the topic, Financial Security is the New Retirement. What is it and how to get there? For younger workers, retirement is a long way off. Lifespans are getting longer, medical technology is improving, and jobs are fresh and exciting. After working so hard to get a job, most young professionals don't want to immediately think about giving it up. It's hard to find a place to disagree with an assessment like that. Retirement planning appeals to folks who can see the end of their careers and have some idea or concern over what their futures will look like. For those just starting out, or for those who are passionate about their careers, retirement planning isn't a useful way to think about savings. This trend shows in the numbers. A recent survey showed that 48% of Gen Y respondents aren't saving for retirement. Another 33% started saving but have stopped. It's tempting to look at that data and see a bunch of ignorant people, but there might be something more complicated going on. Maybe the language of retirement just doesn't work for today's young worker. For more and more young people, financial stability is replacing retirement planning as the savvy way to think about saving for the future. A lot of the same tools work for both options. The biggest difference is that you don't have to be old to be financially secure. What is financial security? According to Investopedia, financial security is having enough passive income to cover your expenses for the rest of your life. For example, if you have rental property, dividend income, savings account interest, and a turnkey business that provide enough money to live on, you've achieved financial security. As you age, more of your income is provided by these opportunities, leaving you with more time to pursue your passions. Financial security is having the means to quit a job you may not enjoy. It's the freedom to move somewhere because you want to live there, rather than because you're following a job. It's being able to turn a month off to work on a novel or screenplay. It means you can take care of an ailing parent or take vacations on your own schedule. It's not quite retirement. The assumption of financial security is that you're still making money somehow, whether in residual income from your work you've already done or from small business opportunities you work to maintain. It does look very similar to traditional retirement, though. We are due now for a break. More when we return.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and new, spacious, convenient, and modern facilities on Seton Brown Street in Grenville and Grand Anse. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, your financial security is guaranteed.
Welcome back. Listeners, before we went on the break, we were discussing the topic, financial security is the new retirement. What is it and how to get there? How do I get there? Most of the advice that appeals to retirement savings applies to saving for financial security. Putting away 50% or more of your income into savings, vehicles, and investments is a good place to start. Avoiding debt for consumer purchases or lifestyle maintenance is another sound move. The real difference comes in timing. With traditional retirement planning, you invest more as you get closer to retirement. The goal is to accumulate enough savings to live on for a decade or two when your expenses are at their highest, so you need to contribute more during your peak earning years. Typically, these comes just before you retire. You are an experienced veteran in your field, and your salary is usually at its highest just before retirement. When your goal is financial security, the timetable reverses. In the beginning, more of your wages need to go towards investments. As they start to bring in returns, more of your income becomes disposable. Because your savings aren't locked up in a designated retirement account, you're free to use them to pursue non-work money-making strategies. One other opportunity for investment opens up when your goal is financial security, investing in yourself. Learning a new skill can open up new opportunities or help you save money by insourcing an existing task. If you're paying a web designer, learning to code yourself can save you the money you're spending on building and open up new opportunities to expand your business. Another resource you will need in the journey is knowledge. Much of financial security involves navigating a lot of unknown waters. Being a small business owner requires financial knowledge that just isn't taught in most schools. That's where Grenville Cooperative Credit Union can help. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff can walk you through the steps to being a master of your own financial destiny. Remember, it's not how much money you make, but how much you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. And that's it for this week. Until next week, I am your presenter, Oslin Crosby. Grenville Credit Union, your financial institution who values our membership and strives to provide exceptional customer service.
Yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissons.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
Tourism is me. Tourism is you. Tourism is everybody. and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Yes, we're back. Some people say we're back with a bang.
He's the number one.
But I hope we're really back.
Number one.
Yeah, BJ, yeah, he's here with me and never fails. That is the soldier you can go into the battle with. Dr. Antoine is still there, BJ, and we are going to, we never give up. We always try. So, and well, we have his photo up at least. And let me see if we can get him. Good morning, Doc. Are you there?
Yes, Andre, I'm right here, still waiting. To, hoping you get my, you can hear me. Morning, BJ.
No, it seems as if he is still not hearing us. Well, he is. You are hearing me, Doc, correct?
Yes, very correct. I'm hearing you. You may not be hearing me. Let me just make a note here.
It doesn't seem like that system wants to work for us this morning. So what do we do, BJ? If it doesn't want to work for us, then we find another way to pally. Doc, I'm going to call you on your phone.
All you go with them computers.
Yeah, listeners, I know you're saying, well, Andre, we're hearing him. How come we're not hearing you? I really and truly don't know. Trust me. Yeah, BJ?
So it happens, technology.
Yeah, it happens.
Sometimes can have glitch.
Yeah, there's a glitch. You're hearing me, I know, but I'm not hearing him, so we can't have the conversation. So here we go. We do this. We do.
All the way down to Trinidad during the revolution. We used to use up all the fruits that we had. When the cocoa, nutmeg and banana was at the highest level. Now the youth them don't want to take over from the elders and continue. Oh, that's why everybody want to sit down in computer. And they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. Agriculture. And they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers.
So we're just waiting on Doc to pick up his phone and then we'll continue the program. As soon as he does. I think so. Stay with us.
All over the world you go, agriculture is number one. We silently so rich and pure, but the youths cannot understand. Well, higher education you have, man, still can't ignore the soil. Everybody want to work in office, and I know the reason why. Yes, man, everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to.
Everybody want to sit down in computers, and they forget in agriculture. It's just like me trying to get a computer working. BJ, it's not working, but going back to what we can consider to be original. Dr. Antoine, good morning to you. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thanks, Andre, and yourself. Good morning to you, and morning to our BG as well. Hope
morning,
you guys
Doc.
are doing fine.
Yeah, so, well, we're pretty okay. BG, of course, suffered quite a bit in terms of his agriculture produce and so on his farm. And I'm hearing from you for the first time and understanding that you also suffered. What happened? Can you tell us?
Yes, well, sorry to hear about BJ's devastation, and that of other farmers. I express my sincerest sympathies, empathies to all of the farmers who would have experienced the devastation. As for me, the factory was intact except I lost a couple of trees in the yard. But in the lands, in the gardens, I lost quite a number of cinnamon trees fell. Many of the nutmeg trees fell. Most of them, I should say. Most of the nutmeg and cocoa trees fell. Most of the cinnamon trees fell. I lost a few of the bougainvillea plants, trees, I should say. And not much of the plantains, in part because of their location. They seem to have been in the leeward side of the hills. So they were sheltered.
You speaking of plantains? Did you say plantains?
Plantains.
Oh, so
like banana.
you didn't
Musa plant.
You didn't suffer any loss with that, did you?
Nothing significant, no. Nothing significant.
Okay.
Well, in part because the plants were still young, I should probably say. There were not any major produce on them. They was yet to produce for the most part.
Generally, spice farmers in St. Andrew, what can you tell us?
It seems to me that most of the farmers would have experienced to some degree loss of some of the spice trees, including clove, including cinnamon, and most significantly nutmegs. I think the whole nutmeg and cocoa sectors have been hardest hit. In fact, I remember one of the comrades saying to me that he think Beryl came mainly for agriculture. In part because most of the buildings and structures remained intact. And so I appreciate and understand the devastation our farmers would have experienced. And I do hope that something would come forward to assist and ensure that our farmers recover as quickly as possible.
You speak here of recovery, and BJ was also speaking of recovery a little bit earlier. However, my question is, how should recovery start, Doc?
That's a good question. I think our farmers have shown a great deal of resilience. In fact, most of them have begun clearing up their lands and even planting. I've seen some farmers already replanting nutmeg trees and cocoa trees. I'm in the process of trying to obtain some more nutmeg trees and cocoa trees as well. How they recover is in essence a function of their interest in wanting to recover, because I'm aware also that there are some farmers who felt they wouldn't get back into the nutmeg cocoa sector, but they'll turn into short-term crops, which would be bad for the major agricultural sectors of our economy. And so I think in this case, the government intervening would be essential to ensure the recovery of the nutmeg and cocoa sectors specifically, as well, of course, the short-term crops like Dashin, Tanya, etc., those food crops. But it would definitely need an active intervention on behalf of the government, or by the government on behalf of the farmers, to ensure a complete recovery, because without the government intervening, it means too many of our farmers will be left with empty bags. And here is where our government will need to step forward and say, okay, guys, you've lost $100 worth of X, Y, and Z. I can probably assist you with $50 or $75 worth of to help you recover or replace. It would be best if they could do it 100%, but I know that's basically virtually impossible given the size of our economy. But the government ought to and should intervene and assist our farmers immediately. We should not be afraid, our governments should never be afraid to assist our farmers, because in almost every major developed countries, farmers are heavily subsidized. It's only here in Grenada we get pittance, or little or nothing really. And so one way to show your concern and interest for helping our economy to recover is to ensure that the agricultural sector recovers as quickly as possible and fully as possible within the shortest possible time, i.e. And to do that, you have to work with the farmers, interact with them, and provide all the material and financial assistance needed. That's how I think it can be done.
There's one gentleman who said to me, Andre, if the government fails this time to really come through for the farmers, agriculture in Grenada is going to die, because the youngsters would realize it does not make sense me getting involved in agriculture, because when situations like this occur, there's absolutely no help from government. Do you agree?
No, I don't really agree. I mean, he has a valid point, but I believe that, let me put it to you this way. After Janet, my dad said to me that the farmers then had no option but to replant, because before Janet, the nutmeg trees that they had were trees they met there. And so it became the obligation to ensure replanting. And it is those replanted trees that have since transcended from generation to generation. And so after every hurricane, it becomes obligatory on all our farmers' part, and the government's part particularly, to ensure a quick and effective replanting of the agricultural crops to ensure the agricultural sector revives. Andre, the agricultural sector of the economy may not be as significant as, say, the educational sector, i.e., talking about the universities, or the tourism sector. But believe you me, without the agricultural sector, Grenada's economy would be dead. Any economy that tries to survive without a solid agricultural sector is one that will ultimately be dependent on foreign sources for its food sustenance. And that by its very nature is not a good thing for any economy. And so it will be incumbent on all of us to ensure that the agricultural sector recovers as quickly as possible. In addition, Andre, the young guys, yes, they may have their comments to make about the not planting nutmegs and cocoa. But then they may be turning to short-term crops. Even if you do short-term crops and a hurricane comes, same thing will happen, right? But more importantly, without the nutmeg and cocoa sectors, what will be our major source of foreign exchange, Andre? How will we have foreign exchange to buy the parts for machinery, vehicles, etc.? How will we have foreign exchange to buy the other goods that we bring in, food items, etc.? So it is important that the agricultural sector involving the nutmeg sector, the cocoa sector, ought to be revived as quickly as possible with government assistance to ensure that the long-term sustainability and resilience of our economy continues.
Well, let me ask BJ this one. BJ, do you think that the administration is vocal enough at this particular point in time as it relates to the destruction of the agricultural sector in the northern and eastern parish?
They're not vocal, and they're a bit too slow with the action, Andre. Here we are.
Nothing, BJ. Okay, go ahead.
You heard me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes.
Load on that volume, Doc. Okay, go on, BJ.
Here we are, Andre. We had burial affecting Jamaica 3 or 4 days after it affected Grenada, and they were able to assess the damage and inform the farmers as to what direction they are going, what it is they're going to do to resuscitate the different sectors that were damaged, like the coffee and the bananas and the vegetable farmers. They had a definite plan. They have a roadmap as to how they're going to deal with those outstanding issues. Here, Andre, yes, there are a few people doing assessment and, here, there, everywhere. Andre, what we need is a planned, coordinated effort Because if you don't know what damage and how you're going to fix it back, then how you going to know what resources that you need to do it. And we have those kind of problem. I think, Andre, sometimes we don't realize that Grenada is a fairly small place. It's not a big place at all. And if you have two parishes affected grossly because of the hurricane, how comes it taking you weeks to do an assessment and to come up with figures to say, hang on, we need X amount to resuscitate the agriculture sector? Andrew, we're definitely too slow. We definitely need to act as people that, that have a task ahead of them. The longer we take, Andre, as you was alluding to earlier on, the more difficult the task is going to become. You need to pick up the pieces now. You need to have a planned approach. And you need to, tarry along. You need to forge ahead. That's what is required now.
Dr. Entwine, let me come to you. Do you think that our planning is lacking? And I say this on the premise that we have to wait all the time on when the hurricane happens, and then we put a plan in place, or we try to put a plan in place. It's like we live in this area. We know hurricanes are going to come whenever the season, but it looks like we don't plan for the hurricanes. Am I correct here?
You have a valid point. It seems to me, in a serious way, that we are very, very reactive to situations like hurricanes, for example, or any major disasters, and a whole host of other things, in fact. But as regards the annual hurricane season, yes, there should be and ought to be a significant plan in place, a roadmap that outlines how you will proceed with the recovery process. And as BJ correctly said, it is essential that one of the first steps taken be finding out the extent of the damage in whichever areas that occur. Evaluate that interactively with the farmers so affected, and bring some solace and consolation to them so as to reassure them that we need to continue. If we do not get that reassurance from the government that says, okay, we're going to back you 100% to ensure we revive the sectors, the nutmeg, cocoa, etc., then that's when the youth, for example, will begin to start thinking differently. And yes, I understand the crop, the nutmeg and cocoa takes 2, 3, 5 years sometimes to recover before you can start harvesting. But in between, you could also do some short-term crops, but you should never, ever think of letting loose of the nutmeg and cocoa sector. Andre, there are countries in the Caribbean whose agricultural sector is dependent on one crop. There are several countries in the Caribbean whose agriculture is dependent on one crop. We have been fortunate in the last few years to be dependent on 2. Prior to that, we were dependent on 3 crops, the bananas, right? Mm-hmm. And that made a significant difference for Grenada in terms of its foreign exchange earnings. Now we've lost the banana sector, so that's a significant loss, excuse me, in terms of foreign exchange earning. Now, what happens if we were to abandon the cocoa and nutmeg sectors? I mean, that in its very essence would be suicide on our part. So at no point could we think of abandoning those 2 sectors. But BJ is very correct. It is quite essential, and it's essential that we have in place, long before every hurricane season, a recovery plan. And that plan should involve actively the farmers in general. And then, of course, one of the first steps ought to be interacting with the farmers directly affected, or directly or indirectly affected by the disaster.
Spice farmers, as you claim, suffered, especially in your area in St. Andrews. Spice farmers suffered.
Yes.
The government, when they just assumed office, they had gone through a whole process of planting a tree and planting spices, I think it was. Do you think that they need to revisit this and make planting material more available to farmers at this particular point in time?
That would be one way to do it, yes. One way would be to visit the farmers, but I would I'll put it differently though. The way I would approach it, Andrew, is to identify all the active farmers first and foremost. Because historically there have been reports of people receiving support and assistance, either in the form of equipment or plants, etc., who are never active farmers, and the materials given to them just went to waste. And that should never be. So that if our government is on top of the game, they would be aware of all the active farmers, as people who have been farming consistently, continuously for the last 2-3+ years, and therefore deal with them and ensure that they get the material assistance needed to recover.
Now, we continue, BJ, to come to you. We continue to say that, hey, things have to be done differently. Information has to be disseminated to people. However, with all program, BJ, that has been here since King Hatchet was a hammer, at this particular point in time, not one person from the Ministry of Agriculture has reached out to us and say, hey, can we work together so that the farmers who listen to you on Thursday morning, we'd like them to get this kind of information. How can we get these people to understand that, hey, we are here to help the farmers?
I think Grenada is a fairly small place. You can walk around Grenada in one day. So the dissemination of information shouldn't be a difficult thing. I'm not even going technologically. Because with the click of a finger, you should be able to mobilize all active farmers in Grenada if you're doing your work properly. It's because you aren't doing your work properly, you find it difficult for information to reach the appropriate people. I want to move this one step further, Andre. And what I'm about to say, it may be a little distasteful, but that's the reality. Sometimes the reality, it hits a little hard. Andre, yes, we all are making noise, and yes, the damage that, what had happened, it hard to sit and don't hurt you. And then it's difficult for people who are hurting to make rational decisions. Especially if you don't have a trained mind, especially if you're not used to it. Think about it, Andre. Yes, it's a disaster. Yes, we have issue. But think about the opportunities that can derive from such event. Andre, if you don't see better opportunities than what we had before the hurricane, you're not looking properly. You're not looking hard enough. Andre, that's an opportunity. That's a chance for us to plant our crops much better, to revive our agriculture sector in such a way that make it more resilient, to structure in such a way that the crops that in high demand or the crops that we had issues with, for example, nutmegs and cocoa, we could do things differently, Andre. But when you don't see the opportunity and all you're seeing is threats and problems and weakness and those kind of things, then you have issues. Yes, you have to look at those in order to analyze and come up with the whole picture as to how you're moving forward. But the point I'm making, Andre, this is a chance for us to do things better. Sometimes when you have problems and you have disaster and stuff, it's not an opportunity for you to sit down and go down on your knees and cry and and don't know where you're turning. Look hard, put the resources in the right place, get the right minds, and do the thing. Life is a practical process. We don't have options, Andre. The government cannot provide job for everybody. And the agriculture sector sustains a lot of people. And therefore, we have to deal with it as though it's something that is essential and important to your country. And we are putting it on our back burners, and it's irritating.
Dr. Antoine? Care to add to this?
Let me add a point or two to BJ's point. Just 1 second.
Yes.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I know you've been. My apologies there.
Yeah, we got the challenge.
That's because I'm not hearing you properly.
Yeah.
And so I have to use two systems. As regards BJ's point of opportunity, I think that's a very important point that we should make note of. Yes, every challenge, every problem, every issue that arises should be seen as an opportunity to do things differently. And one of the things I want to highlight here is that we've been talking about the application of technology to our agricultural sector over the last several years. And in place of that, we've forgotten some of the basic agricultural practices of our farmers traditionally. And I'm saying that in reference or in relationship to what something called windbreaks. Over the years, as a boy growing up, I remember most of the farms in Butch Grove having windbreaks. Over the years, these windbreaks have been cut down and we've been losing them for various reasons, some of which is agricultural lands going into so-called development projects, or windbreaks being cut down so as to get space to plant short-term crops, etc., etc. But one of my observations here after this hurricane is the fact that most of the areas that have been not adversely or too significantly affected happen to have had some form of windbreak in the area. And most windbreaks historically were done using things like mango trees, French cashew trees, immortal trees, the thing we call makuku trees, and mami apple trees. Mm-hmm. So those sturdy trees that have deep roots, have historically been used for doing windbreaks. But with the loss of those windbreaks over the many years and decades, we've been seeing greater results from severe wind and severe weather conditions that results in significant losses for our farmers. So one point I would like to encourage is the need to do significant windbreaks in areas where heavy winds have been experienced or tend to be experienced, so as to protect crops in the future. And that, by its very nature, would represent the application of a traditional technique which goes a long way in helping to save farmers disasters.
You know, as you say disasters here, what comes to mind is that I was given some information yesterday as it relates to a farmer up in the Kublal area, BJ, who lost a lot of pineapples. And the pineapples weren't lost because, well, it wasn't lost by the passage of burial. Humans, just after burial, humans went into the farm and stole bags and bags of pineapples.
We had the same issue, Andre.
You had it too?
Yes. All the bananas that fell, people gone with the trucks and whatever, and they just harvest as though it's, you have no use for it. It's okay. That's how it takes some time. But that's, you have those kind of issues. Sometimes when those things happen, Andre, it affect people in different ways, psychologically. And one has to basically learn to mitigate against those things, Andre. You need to assure people that all is well or all going to be well. And there is no need for this rush to, to do things that, we're not accustomed doing or do things in an arbitrary manner. Andre, back to Doc's point a little bit. If you notice, some of our windbreaks that we had in the past, they weren't just windbreaks, They act as a source of food also. Mm-hmm. You could have gotten cashew and mangoes and mami apple and all of those things from the very said windbreak that you plant. All right? And we do so and we cut them down, either for housing or for other purposes. And you know what happens, Andre? We are talking about planting back now. You see the frequency at which hurricanes is occurring? Mm-hmm. You know how long those trees was there? If you plant it now, Andre, you want windbreaks to at least have 20, 30, 40 years to withstand those kind of, wind that we are having now. I'm not sure if we're going to wait for 30 years again before another one pass, Andre. It's only 20 years ago, and it's happening again, you know. So we will have to learn to mitigate against the effect of those things, Andre. And sometimes it requires long-term planning. It requires trained mind. It requires people who are committed to the country and committed to what it is they are doing. You understand? And I think that we reactive. I can't, stop saying that. We wait for things to happen and then we try to fix. Andre, if you wait for your car to break down in the road before you fix it, you're going to hold up traffic.
Yeah. Dr. Antoine, let's come to you. Yes?
Just to supplement BJ's point, the concept of planning. The concept of planning is quite an interesting one because we observe almost on a daily basis the ad hoc approach we take to too many issues of state or national concern, And one of the better examples I can recall offhand is the so-called World Food Day celebration we do every year. Every year we wait 1 month before the World Food Day celebration to start the planning. Whereas we could have started the planning at the end of the day after the previous one, so that you have a whole year to do a very effective plan. But it's symptomatic of the deficiency we have in planning. Planning doesn't seem to be a part of our culture. And I think that's one major opportunity we now have to step up our game plan and get into the idea of planning long-term, short-term, and intermediate term. And that would make a big difference for all sectors, including the agricultural sector, the fisheries sector, the manufacturing sector, etc. But the planning has to become a part of our routine way of doing things.
It just seems to me, and this is to both of y'all, it just seems to me that at this particular point in time, BJ, we are not getting it. We're not getting it right. The planning is not there. The encouragement is not there. Also, the dissemination of information. It just seems like we're just going about it.
Andre, it seems as though we can fight on two fronts at the same time. Yeah. We focus seems to be on Carriacou now, and that's it. And you have your agriculture, in St. Patrick's, your agriculture sector in St. Patrick's and St. Andrews, that is suffering in the meantime. And it requires the same impetus, it requires the same energy to rehabilitate those sectors. And you have to do them simultaneous with other things that you're having. Andre, the resources don't seem to be the issue. The planning, that seems to be the problem. Andre, there is an aspect of planning that they call prioritizing, You have to prioritize. After you assess the situation, you have to prioritize. Okay, we assess the situation. Carriacou seems to be the most needy area now, or the area that requires the greatest need. Yes, we can focus most of our attention there, but we cannot forget areas that are affected, and that seems to be the issue. This is the problem I'm having. I'm not being critical of government or anything. I am critical of a system that we need to change to function in a way that service our people, our population much better than it is doing. And some cases we blame ministers, we blame government. Yes, probably they are the one in charge and they should be spearheading this stuff. But a lot of technocrats, a lot of people within the government service, within the public service, they aren't doing the job properly. And forgive me for saying that, Andre. Some of those people and them not worthy of working in the areas where they are working. Where is the chief technical officer in the Ministry of Agriculture? Where is the Minister of Agriculture? Where are those people, Andrew? Where are the permanent secretary in a little place like Grenada? They couldn't even pass around and, have a meeting with farmers or say, hang on, we're having a program tonight, because we electronic sector wasn't damaged. We able to have, we radio station functional, we internet functional. How comes we can't have we had a press conference, Andre? How comes we couldn't have a press conference to deal with the agriculture sector?
Probably they did, but we probably missed it.
When, Andre? And who they would have told so? They have it among themselves. This is the point I'm making, Andre. You do servicing yourself. You servicing the nation. And whatever you're doing, when you big up on consultation and you big up on X, Y, and Z, you're about to deal with marketing board and your consultation right around the country. We couldn't have a small consultation with the farmers in St. Patrick's and St. Andrews and chat the way forward. And just spare me those kind of trouble, no man. We are dealing with people who are shell-shocked, who not accustomed with those kind of things, and who don't have a trained mind to handle the situation that we are having currently. That is the problem.
Dr. Antoine?
Andre, I think BJ is raising a serious problem of leadership. Leadership is lacking in many aspects of our socioeconomic life, And in the agricultural sector, we are in essence seeing the absence of that leadership that BJ is referencing. And but couple that with management, because the people whose task is to do the day-to-day operational work not there. The leaders who are there to provide the direction are not there, not seen, not heard. And yes, 2 weeks after Hurricane Beryl, we're still in the wilderness trying to figure out where we move from here. And so, yeah, BJ's point is very valid. The absence of leadership and management personnel is a serious issue facing our farmers here in Grenada today.
So how do we get out of this rut?
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I say, how do we get out of this rut that we seem to be stuck in?
Part of the problem, Andre, is some people, I think our policymakers are too impervious to suggestions, so that the idea of having an advisor, for example, is something seems alien to them, not knowing fully well that no one person has all the answers, right? And even though you might be an economist or agronomist or a politician, you still need the advice of 1, 2, 3, 4 councils to ensure that you have the best quality data and information on hand, so that you can make the best possible decisions. And without good quality data and information, there is no way you can make good quality decisions. And I think that's what I think that's affecting us now. Not enough high quality data and information is available to our policymakers. Lack of interaction with our farmers, who are the source of the information needed to formulate good policies. And so we see the outcome of poor leadership, poor management. And that's one thing that needs to change. Maybe here is where farmers need to begin the process of leading themselves, Yes, we have to take up the leadership of our own sectors.
All right. Finally, for you, Dr. Antoine, I know that your meeting that was scheduled for this afternoon at upper level. That meeting has been cancelled. Tell us about it.
Yes, we've been forced.
Doc, can you switch off that other bit of equipment so I can hear you clearly?
Andre.
Yes.
I'm not hearing you properly on my cell phone.
Yes. So just you go ahead now. I just want to hear you clearly. Switch off that other bit of equipment. It's killing us back here with the feedback.
Trying to solve the problem.
All right, so good. We're okay now. We seem to be okay.
Yes, I was saying it became necessary for us to cancel the meeting this evening. In part for the most part, because most of our farmers are busy in the field, trying to clear up the field from the after effects of Beryl. And so, for one, they'd be exhausted. For two, they wouldn't have much time. And for three, they're looking for all kind of assistance and material, equipment and other things to get going. In fact, while some are clearing or clearing the lands, others are planting while they're clearing. And I don't think the farmers would have time to be able to come out to a meeting this evening when the more pressing need is, how do I pick up myself and move forward? So yes, I think it's out of respect and concern for our farmers that we cancel the meeting to ensure that they get the adequate and necessary time to deal with the pressing issue of recovery. So hence the reason why we canceled the meeting for this evening.
Okay, so are you saying that next meeting will be next month?
I'm not hearing you. You didn't come through clearly.
No, I'm saying, are you telling that? Okay, you'll hear me now. Are you saying that the next meeting will be on schedule next month?
The next meeting.
Doc, you just need to shut down shut down the computer, and just talk to me on the phone for the last couple of moments.
I'll try to do that, Andrew. But
yes.
The challenge. Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what will be the situation for next month because remember next month, August, is carnival time. And to have a meeting carnival time and Christmas time tends to be very difficult for many farmers. So I'll have to look at the calendar and see what the date would be like, if it will be a week or two after carnival or just 1 week after carnival, because those 2 periods of carnival and Christmas tend to be excessively busy for many of our farmers.
And what would
for next month.
What would be your word of advice to spice farmers, especially now?
Andrew, I'm not hearing you. Sorry.
I'm asking you, what will be your word of advice to spice farmers now?
I would say they should, first of all, make a careful note of the extent of the damages they would have incurred from burial. Right? Yeah, make a note of the quantity of the various crops that would have been lost in the field, and have that ready so that you can share that data with the relevant people coming from the Ministry of Agriculture. Secondly, the process of clearing up the debris and the devastation, that's a priority, because if you don't have a cleared field, planting becomes virtually impossible. But I would encourage those farmers who can to begin the replanting as soon as possible, especially this time of the year when we're beginning to experience the rainy season. So the two should go hand in hand, clearing and planting in as much as that is possible. And then thirdly, I would say we should all assist each other, assist your neighbors wherever it's possible, because I know in some cases trees would have leaned over as opposed to falling down completely. And there's a tendency among our farmers to be able to pull up or prop up those trees, and they regenerate themselves much quicker than having to plant a younger plant in its place. So those are 2 or 3 things I would suggest to our farmers to do, and be mindful of your neighbors, and we should all be our neighbors' keepers, so that we have to discourage petty theft and stealing of crops simply because farmers are devastated or we're going through an emergency situation. The whole idea of looting should never ever be a part of our culture. And guess what, Andre? I happened to be in the store the day before burial hit, and it was disappointing to hear 2 guys come into the store and said there won't be much to loot after the hurricane. And that was one of the most disheartening thoughts that I've heard for the longest while. So we have to find a way to educate our people to understand, look, people's property is not your property. And if you want something from a farmer or from BJ yourself, then you should be prepared to pay for it, Or if you can't afford to pay for it, kindly ask for it. I mean, you may be prepared to share with you. But don't want to steal people's property. And then lastly, I think it is important that our government formulate laws and regulations that makes it prohibitive for people to want to steal one. The laws are too lenient for the people involved in theft. And so they do it and get away with it, and at the expense of farmers, at the distress of farmers. And that by its very nature is discouraging and could even force farmers out of agriculture. So yes, we need to do a whole lot more to support our farmers, encourage our farmers, and mobilize and organize them, and have some educational programs that would, really help us to move forward with our agricultural activities.
Dr. Antoine, I take this opportunity to thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning, and I look forward to again speaking to you maybe next Thursday morning.
Andre, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Are you listening to me on your phone?
Very hard.
I don't know, because I'm using my phone to communicate with you. Good. So I'm saying I thank you for being a part of the program this morning, and I look forward to speaking to you again maybe next Thursday morning, God's will.
Yeah, next Thursday morning, Andrew. You're such a clever guy.
Take care of yourself, Doc.
I'll try to make it, Andrew.
Okay, then. Good.
Thanks for the opportunity, and I want to wish all of our farmers the best of everything in terms of the attempt to recover from the burial devastation. Best Godspeed to all of us.
Okay, bye-bye now. Yes, BJ, speaking there to Dr. Antoine, who is a part of our program. Go on.
I was saying Doc, one of my favorite person.
Yeah.
Always advocating for the farmers, and one of the people who inspire me on a daily basis. Didn't know Doc before. Came across him on the Nutmeg board, and I find him a very positive person, patriotic person. I like patriotic people, Andre. He seems to love Grenada, and that's what I like most about Doc.
Well, what we're going to do, BJ, is that we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we will speak to, again, what is the apparent lack of information coming from the authorities in relation to the farming population in Grenada. This is Real FM Radio. Stay with us.
Gittins Home and Garden Center, your main pillar for agricultural supplies in Grenada. We supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company, a family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
Some exciting news for you. JetBlue is thrilled to announce its new non-stop flight every Saturday from Grenada's Maurice Bishop International Airport to the vibrant city of Boston. Now, you can embark on your Boston adventure without any layovers. JetBlue is making it easier than ever to explore this incredible destination. Whether you're visiting family or friends, exploring for the first time, or simply experiencing Boston life, JetBlue has you covered with a convenient non-stop flight, complete with comfortable seating, complimentary snacks, and an array of entertainment options. You'll arrive in Boston feeling relaxed and ready to explore. So now's the time. Visit JetBlue.com to book your flight and bring Boston closer to Grenada. Let your adventure begin.
Like family, it's always exciting when lottery players get together. Now the lottery games are joining in the fun. Check out the multiplier family of Instacash games. 5 times the cash at $2, 10 times the cash at $3, and 20 times the cash at $5. On your tickets, match any of our numbers with any of the winning numbers and win the prize below that number. There's more. Multiply your winnings up to 5 times, 10 times, or 20 times more. Winning is easy. Play Monday to Sunday. There are no draws to wait on. Win instantly. It's the multiplier family of Instacash games with over $675,000 to be won instantly. Don't just buy one, buy all, because family is everything. Must be 18 years and older to play. NLA, making family dreams come true.
Take a moment to consider water today. Leaving the pipe partially open can waste lots of water. Always ensure that the tap is tight. 1 drip every second can add up to 5 gallons per day. Do your part to conserve water today.
A message from the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada, Xpressions project.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man jacked his and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You put people with a clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. We used to ship plenty nectars.
9 minutes on to the hour of 9 o'clock. BJ, we were on my phone. I didn't see it because I was making another call, but on my phone, and I come out the phone and I saw that we received a call from the great guy, Michael Batiste.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I tried calling him back, but I wasn't successful. There's also a message that we received from a gentleman who I think is in the Dominican Republic. And he says, I'm going to make a statement which may come across as funny. In my opinion, Real FM is the Ministry for Agriculture. Real FM is the only entity that's been promoting and making the suggestions with regard to improving the country's agriculture. I can recall Real FM challenging the Nutmeg Board on creating a fund for times like this when nutmeg farmers would need some support from some sort of a financial support. Brother, I insist that your creation of Real FM has more purpose for the development of our agriculture in particular and the country as a whole. You're blessed. Keep up the task that has been assigned to you by the Ancient of Days. That's a hard task, BJ.
Yes, Andre.
It's a difficult task. I promised I was going to let listeners know something this morning, and I didn't forget, but it's just that it just took a back stand for a minute. Now, our listeners are wide and varied. We have listeners on the website, where folks go onto the website and they click that listen button and they listen to us. Good morning to you. Everything is okay with you. We have those who are listening and viewing on the YouTube channel at this time. Good morning to you. And thanks for making us what we are. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you can get us, we're at 53. There, is it 53? Last time I checked, yes. 54 now. If we can get up to at least 70 before we close the program in about 5 minutes or so, that'd be really nice. So those of you on YouTube, you're there with us. Those on like Joe and others in the city who are able to listen to us on 91.5, top of the morning to you. And yeah, you did lose service for a couple of days, but it's back, meaning those of you who are listening on 91.5. Now, 91.9, BJ, that is our biggest problem. For the first time in a bad weather, the bad weather hit us hard in that we lost that transmitter, the 91.9 transmitter. We lost that transmitter, and it's devastating. We got hit by lightning, you know, and the engineer, we lost the main transmitter, and we also lost our link receiver, because we have a link transmitter here which sends to the mountain, and that receives and puts out into the transmitter. So we lost the transmitter, we lost the link receiver. However, yesterday the engineer was able to tell me that he has been able to get the link transmitter working. Limited though it is, but it's working. His challenge is the transmitter, which would mean if that challenge persists until Friday, it would mean us, me and Real FM, finding the resources and having to procure a new transmitter. And that is going to be a bit of a bother, but what has to be done has to be done. So those of you who normally listen to 91.9, engineer is trying his best, and even if he get that transmitter up and running, BJ, it's just going to be up and running for a while. It will mean that we still have to procure a new one. So I thought I'd let folks know exactly what is happening and what is going on. So it's not that we have forgotten you. We haven't forgotten you. It's just that the lightning decided to take you out. Lightning struck.
Happens, Andre.
Yeah, it happens.
It's life. You know.
That is, Miss Matheson, good morning. How are you doing? And have a nice day. Chrissy Batiste, top of the morning to you also. And BJ, any fruits by your side, perchance?
Not really was not involved in the vegetable farming anymore, and I haven't lost any short-term crop. It's more medium and long-term crop I would have lost because that's what I engage in cultivating. However, I've been seeing quite a bit of cantaloupes and watermelon around the place. And the guys in La Poultry, they had quite a bit of issues, and the field was producing at the same time we had the hurricane. Oh, so they had a lot of losses. I met one farmer, ardent farmer, who was farming for quite a long time. I said, BJ, went by the farm the day after the hurricane. I want to see what had happened. I just go back home. I just couldn't face it. And that itself hurt me, Andre. That made me feel very, 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 very bad. Knowing that, a farmer who planted his stuff and, go outside and now to harvest and would have lost everything. Andre, and that's where, it's kind of strange. If a house got burned down and there was some people in the house, nobody get killed, and you will have all the psychologists and whoever comes in and talk to those people, and a farmer would have lost 20 acres of stuff, and nobody bother with him.
Yeah, nobody bother him.
As far as you're concerned, he's a different being, you understand? Yeah. And he should be able to recover and, and survive on his own. Well, Andre, the world don't really go like that. Yeah. You have to look after your citizens in a different way.
A tin of watermelon seeds is over like $600.
Yes, Andre, in some cases, $1,000.
$1,000. Yeah. So that's $1,000. Well, not $1,000. You start with $1,000 there because all the other inputs that he did. So you're looking at, he would have made, before he harvests one watermelon, he would have made maybe a $5,000 investment.
He probably would have invested $15,000 for land clearing and fertilizer and labor and all of those things, Andre. Weeding and all of those things. And I'm saying,
and nobody goes to him and say, hey,
Andre, what I do have an issue with, and I probably would like to make this as a final point. In a lot of cases, Andre, we only see things in monetary terms.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. Sometimes, you don't really need the money, Andre. What you need is moral support. In a lot of cases, sometimes it's even more important than the money itself. Like the government probably feel, and I'm just zeroing on government with inverted commas here because I'm not speaking up specifically about this government.
Yeah, just government.
Governments, Andre, they seem to think if they come wrong a disaster, they would have to take care of the disaster. They would have to make sure that everything is all right. That's not the case, Andre. The population knows that it will take a time, it take a while for money to come. It will take a while to, decide how you're spending the money. All of those things. Andre, all people need sometimes is that, hang on, something? This person is seeking my interest. This person is looking after me. I can rely on that person. But when you're in some like a dark place and people not seeing you, and they say, but wait, hang on. You come like me alone in this thing. Then you have issues, Andre. Let me tell you something, man, Andre. Before people go up on the battlefield, they would call you in, Andre, and raise your morale. They will call you in and, enlighten you as to what it is going to be happening outside there. Because chances are when you go outside and you see it happen, you'll be able to cope with it. And we are saying that, hang on, we are going through a difficult time now. And the obligation is on, the people in authority to be outside there, basically giving farmers the assurance, hang on, something that we are going to do X, we're going to do Y, we're going to do Z, and I need you and I need your support, and we are doing this together. Where is the Nutmeg Association? Where is the Cocoa Association, Andre? Where are those people? Here's somebody, Brad Collins, hang on, I heard Real FM speaking about this for months, that you need to have reserve money. So in case those kind of things happen, Andre, realize the time is running out, we need to go.
But no, there's this statement, and from a little lady right there in my days, Chrissy Batiste, and she's saying, I'm glad I listened today, because I was ready to give up and don't plant anything back.
Oh, there we go, Andre. I met somebody in the hillside, and they said, hang on, something, Andre, in the hillside, and they say, hang on, we're not going back in Cocoa Beach, we're not because what, Andre, here we are. Cocoa takes a while to grow. Yes. Nutmeg takes a while to grow. Where are you as the innovator? Where are you as a creator saying, come in and say, hang on, something? It will take a while, but we will support you for the next 5 years, and we're going to guide you along in the whole process, and we're going to make sure that this grown back to service if it's not just you, but your family.
Yeah, we're going to look at at what you've been selling, and,
yes.
and even if we can't give you 100%, we'll be giving you 60% or 70% of what you've been selling based on on your records in your books.
Exactly, Andre. That's what it's done everywhere. It's based on production, based on whatever. And Andre, there we go, man. We Andre, one final point. Andre, when somebody critical of you, it's not that they hate you. When somebody critical of a national issue, it's not that they're against government or anything like that, Andre. It's just because we want to see the country move forward, and we know the importance of agriculture. That's why you are here every Thursday. That's why I'm here every Thursday. That's why Dakar, whenever we want him, we can click a finger, because we do understand the importance of those things. We're not making nice to destabilize you. We are making nice to prop you up, to give you support, to say, hang on, something you're probably not seeing this year, but this is what needs to be done here. If you say you give somebody an idea in Grenada, they think you're critical of them, they think you're destabilizing them, and this is not the case, Andre. In a lot of cases, you just help you want to help. In a lot of cases, you are on the ground and they're not on the ground, so they don't really know what it is happening. And this is the problem, man. Just somebody might live too much in the sky. So when they come on the ground, then they can't figure what it is happening. They don't even have a clue.
Bertrand John, BJ,
time for me to go, Andre. Yeah. It's time to get some work done. And it's news time.
It's news time. This is Real FM.
Have a good morning, Grenada. Right. Bless.
Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest update of news as produced by Triple N. The details when we return.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather